What's up, ladies and gents in Cyberland? So, I'm coming back to you with another Green Day review for an album that came out after a troubling time and a weird time with the band after what happened with the triple album. Revolution Radio. So, Revolution Radio was an album, I think, after what happened with the triple album, Uno Dos Tres. I think the band still wanted to take steps, but I think because of it wasn't such a great success and trying to salvage the tour with what happened with Billy, I think they just want to take a step back and just say, hey, let's just release an album without any pressure and just whatever the songs we have that come to our mind, let's just put them out. And that's what we ended up getting. Right? I remember there's a few things. One, the Green Day Authority, because that's one of the best sites for anything Green Day related, had mentioned. I remember somebody had posted, and I got a few stories because it's very interesting with what happened with Father of All Motherfuckers too, or the drama surrounding that. So the first thing was that there was somebody on. Somebody had posted that they ran into Billy in Berkeley, and I guess he was going to a meeting. They just said, and I really wish fans would really start doing this more. Just ask that question. It doesn't hurt. You don't have to always just ask the question if nothing's happening with them for a while. And I was really happy that this guy did that. And Billy was going somewhere. He said he was going to a meeting. He was in a hurry or something. And the guy just asked Billy, hey man, I just before you go, I just had a quick question. When's the new album coming out? And Billy literally said, we're working on it right now. Right? And he posted that comment on Green Day Authority. And at this time, it was never stated that the band was working on a new album. It's always, speculation, and people will, media will say this or say that. However, it became a problem because apparently the record label did not know about it. Like, this album was recorded in secret. The band have a studio and that they built. I think it's in Jingletown, if I'm not mistaken. And they recorded the whole album. They didn't have a producer. It was done strictly by themselves. And they recorded the whole album. And it was one of the few times. Well, not one of the few times. It was just, I think it was an issue because I think the post was I think the members of the owners of Green Day Authority had to take it down, or something happened because the record label was not happy that the fans knew before they did. But at this point, it was like, we didn't know what the album was called. We didn't know how many tracks it was on it. Who cares? I mean, it'd be different if we knew all the album tracks before you guys did and we knew what the album was called and stuff. I can understand, but even at the end of the day, again, who cares? We're still gonna buy it. What difference does it make if we know it before you in a sense like that? Because you're gonna know who was involved in recording it. You're gonna know the whole aspect of what was done to make the album. We're not always fans. We're not always gonna know it unless the band tells us. And even at the end of the day, who cares? It was just a weird situation. I remember when that happened. It was just kind of like, I think the board had to take down that post. But at that point, the cat was out of the bag. And then all of a sudden, like not too long after that, the information started coming out from other news outlets and stuff saying, oh, Green Day is recording a new album, and they didn't say a title or anything. But even still, it's like, so what? It's almost like record labels feel like they're supposed to be the end all be all when it comes to information. I'm like, dude, if the band says something, who cares? They have a right to speak out if they want to say something about their music. It's their music. It's not your show. So I always thought, I think that was also a problem that ended up being for what became the issue with Green Day and the record label moving forward. But I really think it started with the triple album. So that happens. And then somebody posted on Instagram, because even at this point, Bang Bang wasn't even out yet. and somebody had posted it was like a fake account or something on Instagram, and I don't know how I found it to this day. I forget. Maybe it was somebody who posted a link on Green Day Authority board. However, it said the track list for the album, and everybody was like, "Oh no, it's fake. It's not real. Those don't sound like the tracks." And lo and behold, it was. And not only was it those tracks, it was also the length of the tracks, because one of the biggest things now is that record labels, first of all, because of downloading, albums used to come out on Tuesdays. They always used to come out on Tuesdays, and because of downloading, record labels like, well, we're trying to get some money off of these album sales, so release the album to Friday. So then, at that point, it hasn't been leaked that long. However, even still, that's neither here nor there. I always felt like releasing an album on Friday doesn't make a difference, from my view, whether it gets released on a Tuesday or Friday. People are still going to leak the albums. People are still going to choose not to buy it. I am not one of those people. However, that's just my take on it. And then, I don't think we got an album cover yet. I don't think so. But we do get the song Bang Bang. And at that point, when I heard it, I was like, well, already I can tell this is going to be probably more aggressive than the triple album. However, we'll have to wait and see. Because the band has always been it's always been interesting when they release singles for albums, because you may think it's going to be really this way and the album is entirely another way. I hear Bang Bang, I'm like, cool, love it. I'm excited. I wasn't as excited maybe as I was with the triple album. However, I think that was because the time frame, I don't know, maybe it's because I had a lot of stuff going on at the time. Even regardless, I think I got more excited when the album got closer to the release date. So I heard the album, loved it, or heard the song and loved it. And then I had already purchased the album pre-order. I was already going to get my my booklet for the album, because I usually get the one of those when I get bands, like my favorite bands and stuff. I get the booklet where it's like 32, 40 pages of artwork and stuff. And then Still Breathing came out. And when I heard that, I realized that Still Breathing is a song that really can sum up everything that happened with the Trip album in like a three-minute song. Just what was probably going through Billy after what had happened. It was really personable, and it's a good song. And then Revolution Radio came out, and I was like, oh man, I think at that, not maybe yet, but I was kind of like, I feel like this is going to be one of my top favorite songs. I just love the intro with the guitar, with the minor notes, and then how it kicks off, and then what it's talking about. I can relate to that. Not necessarily because I've ever had any issues with the police. However, with what was going on at the time, I felt it was really commendable that Billy wrote a song like that. I thought that was really cool. So the album drops, of course, like a week before it leaks, and and right when I hear Somewhere Now, I was like, oh, okay. So normally we start out with a hard-hitting song or something, except for Brutal Love from the Trey album. And I was like, okay. So it was laid back, and then of course, Bang Bang is where it kicks in, and Revolution Radio, and then Say Goodbye was a different one. Outlaws kind of felt like a sequel to Christy Road. And then, of course, Still Breathing, and Too Dumb to Die, which is one of my great songs I really enjoy. And then, of course, Bouncing Off the Wall, which was kind of weird. Bouncing Off the Wall was just a weird song. And then Forever Now, which technically is like a part 2 of Somewhere Now. And then, of course, Ordinary World. Now, with Ordinary World, that technically was not... I don't know if it was supposed to be on the album, but I figured they just put it on there because at the time, Billy had done a movie where he was like... I forget the name of it. He was cool in it. It was interesting to see him act in a film. I think it was called Ordinary World. I think it was. But the song was cool. It's a nice way to end out the album. And yeah. Looking back on it, I felt it was an album that was just to get the band back in motion after what had happened. And It wasn't an album to try to push new ground. It was just to say, hey, we're a band. We can still rock and do our thing. And that was it. My rating for the album, I would give it 4.5 out of 5 yes sirs. The only song is okay to me is Youngblood. It's not that I hate the song. I think just keep hearing the Youngblood. I think just keep hearing that in the song. I'm just like, eh. The top 5 tracks are Revolution Radio, Bang Bang, Too Dumb to Die, Somewhere Now, and Forever Now. And actually, you can take, also, I would have put Still Breathing in there. However, I like those songs better. So I think, with that being said, there wasn't really anything else for the album. It was good for when it came out, and it's great that I do wish they would perform more of the songs live. Oh, and just encompass, just perform more songs live. I just said that. So, with that being said, we'll cue the music.
Rise of the slums to the obsolete, the dawn of the new airwaves for the anti-social media. Revolution Radio, Operation No Control on the headline, right on bulletproof. Give me chill.